There's lessons that you just have to live. And sometimes through success and sometimes also through adversity. But once you learn those lessons, all you want to do is grab them and run and prove it. And so let me tell you, I am ready to run.
All right, Coach, he is ready to go. Dan Quinn is prepared to lead the Burgundy and Gold into a new era. The team introduced Quinn as their new head coach about 4 hours ago. Thank you for being here with us tonight at 6. I'm Lorenzo Hall. So minutes after that news conference wrapped up today, Quinn met with our Chick Hernandez for a one-on-one interview. Chick joins us live tonight outside of Commanders HQ in Loudoun County, Virginia. And, you know, Chick, Quinn spoke about his future plans for the team and the changes that are already underway. He just started.
The changes really come from within, which we'll get to in just a few seconds. But for perspective here, this is the 9th full-time head coach that I've covered for this Washington football franchise. And by the way, it's the longest press conference, I believe, in franchise history, as it lasted almost an hour. And of course, we carried it for you right here live at 2:30 on WUSA 9. So of course, the new head coach, Dan Quinn, was flanked by the owner, Josh Harris, and the GM, Adam Peters. Now, Dan Quinn was a head coach in Atlanta for 5+ seasons, got him to a Super Bowl. But 2 years later, he was fired. On a trip to Hawaii, he did some much-needed self-evaluation, as I found out in my one-on-one with the new head coach.
During that, few months, you can be at, whereas, an awesome place and still be really depressed and bummed. But I knew I wanted to make the pain worth it. I wanted to get the lessons so I could make sure when this lap came again, not only did I know what some blind spots were, I'd be better for it. It was a good lesson for me. It was a hard lesson. But it was also one that you learn from those adversity moments and the success. I'd love to say we learn as much from the wins as we do from the losses, but that's not always true. And it probably took that L that I took in Atlanta to learn these lessons and go through that process to make sure, hey, when I get here to Washington, that I'm a better coach than when I ever was in Atlanta. Sure. And so that's what I get to go prove.
I've covered this franchise since 1994.
Yep.
Couple of playoff games. That's it. Do you understand this fan base and how much they are starving for a winner and a perennial winner?
Well, I know I can't do anything about the past, in previous, 25 or 30 years. But I do know it starts now. And what that looks like from us from here moving forward. And that's what I can control. So although I can't feel the pain of those years, what I can do is to say, man, I am going to go for it as hard as you've seen anybody go for it to help this fan base and this organization recapture, the importance of it, not just this area, but to the whole NFL. And that's a really cool challenge. And that's what makes it fun. Like, if it was easy, then you don't feel it as much. So like taking this on, it's hard, and I absolutely love it. Like, if we can get everything organized and push it and find the right space to do that, then we'll look back years from now and say, man, that was an absolute blast and the best time I either had being a fan, coaching ball, playing ball, knowing that the times we did it together were meaningful.
I got to tell you, it's a refreshing conversation with Dan Quinn, who's been to a Super Bowl, won one as a defensive coordinator in Seattle before taking that Atlanta job. But so much information there during that one-on-one. We'll get to it over the next couple of days. He said he had not talked to the players yet, but that might come in the next few hours here in Loudoun County. Lorenzo?
Yeah, and Chick, we know based on what we're seeing here, he's starting fresh. We know the team made some more coaching staff hires, but we're also learning more about some other personnel moves. What can you tell us about that?
He hired Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator yesterday, along with Joe Witt Jr., who was his assistant with the Dallas Cowboys as the defensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. And I asked him during the press conference, well, if Cliff Kingsbury is the offensive coordinator, what now happens to Eric Bieniemy? He said, quote, I have great respect for Eric Bieniemy and the brotherhood of the coaching fraternity, but he will not be with me on this staff. So Eric Bieniemy, after one season with the Burgundy and Gold, is now looking for another job in the National Football League. But as you said, a fresh start. Relatively brand new owner in Josh Harris, brand new GM in Adam Peters, and Dan Quinn, second time around as a head coach after a lot of self-evaluation. We'll see if we can get it done right here in Virginia, D.C., and Maryland.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot of those wins on the field with this upcoming season with all these changes as well. Chick, thank you.